Well, right now I'm walking alongside these protesters down 30th Street, and this is what's been taking place here for the past, let's say, 3 hours. As you can see, the crowds are very passionate here, very passionate. A lot of chants, a lot of people holding up signs. We're going to show you video from earlier today. This started off as a pretty peaceful protest alongside the sidewalk for about 30 minutes or so, and then at some point, again, about 3 hours ago, the protesters began pouring out into the street, and what they've been doing is walking block to block right in the middle of traffic, and then they'll get to an intersection, they'll shut down that intersection completely, and basically, again, hold up their signs, chant. The good news is it's been fairly peaceful. It's been definitely vocal, but no violence that I have seen so far. Now, if you're wondering about police, there has been a police presence every step of the way with these protesters, but they're not getting in the protesters' way. What they're doing is basically doing traffic control, making sure that cars are staying away from the people are staying away from cars, and that's about it. The police are letting these people walk in the streets, letting them be vocal, and right now we don't know how much longer it's going to go. It's been about 3 hours. We're not sure where they're headed, but as you can see, hundreds of people here today, very vocal regarding George Floyd's death. Live in Tampa, Robert Boyd, ABC Action News.
All right, Robert, thank you. Now we're going to go to McKenna King. She is monitoring protests in St. Pete. McKenna, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Kylie, this is where the protest ended here in St. Petersburg today. Still about 100 people lining the steps of the St. Petersburg Police Department, chanting and holding signs demanding justice for George Floyd. The protest started on the steps of St. Pete City Hall this afternoon. Around 200 people joining together for one cause. Several people speaking from the steps of City Hall before the group marched down First Avenue North to wrap things up at the St. Pete Police Department.
I think it's beautiful. I love when human beings can come together for one cause. And it shows me that we as a people, united, can do beautiful and amazing things.
Once the group got to the police department, they all sat down on the ground out front in silence for about 8.5 minutes to symbolize the amount of time George Floyd laid on the street with the knee of a police officer on his neck. They did that to pay tribute to Floyd. Now, police officers for the St. Pete Police Department have been blocking off the road on each side to allow these people to protest. Like Robert said, here it has also been a fairly peaceful but vocal protest, and those police officers have stayed out of the way and kind of blocked off the streets to allow them to protest here at the police department. Reporting live in St. Pete, McKenna King, ABC Action News.
McKenna, thank you. A call for justice echoed across the country as protests erupted all over, and this was over the killing of George Floyd. Now, there were several protests, as you've seen here in the Bay Area. That also includes a march from Curtis Hickson Park to Tampa Police Headquarters. ABC Action News reporter J.J. Burton has more from that location.
They chant, more than 100 of them, marching from Curtis Hickson Park to Tampa Police Headquarters.
We're tired of everything going on. People are in an uproar.
About a dozen officers blocked the front entrance of the building as the chanting continued.
If this wasn't your job, you would be dead just like us.
This comes after George Floyd, an unarmed black man, died in Minneapolis police custody. His death sparking riots across the country.
Because all of this is happening in so many different cities, more people are waking up. Like, this is serious.
The divide between law enforcement and the people they're supposed to protect and serve, specifically black people, didn't happen overnight. And it didn't start with the death of George Floyd. It dates back more than 400 years, and it's much deeper than officers killing unarmed black men.
Injustice is being denied a job opportunity because of the color of my skin.
Come on now. Speak on it.
Injustice is a white woman calling the police on my friends and I for parking at a public beach.
And these protesters want leaders and law enforcement to hear them and see their pain so changes are made.
We need to do something that's real. It's not necessarily about protesting and showing everybody how mad we are. The issue is this has been going on for so long, and there hasn't been a real solution.
Some of the officers I did get to talk to tell me they understand the pain and they too are hurt. And for the most part, protesters kept this peaceful. In Tampa, J.J. Burton, ABC Action News.